Why do the same people who mock your dreams end up begging for your help once you succeed? Here's what Machiavelli knew that destroys 95% of people. Your biggest enemy isn't your competition. It's the weakness you refuse to acknowledge. While you're being nice, someone else is taking everything you want. Before we dive into this life-changing content, let me ask you something brutal. Are you actually serious about transforming your life? Or are you just another viewer who watches self-improvement videos for entertainment? If you're serious, prove it by hitting that subscribe button right now. Most people won't. They'll consume this knowledge and do nothing with it. You clicked on this video because something inside you knows the truth. Your weaknesses aren't just holding you back. They're actively destroying your future. The thumbnail said, "Crush weakness," because that's exactly what we're going to do today. You're tired of watching weaker people get ahead while you stay stuck in the same patterns. The hidden war against your success. Ever wonder why certain people seem to effortlessly command respect while others struggle for basic recognition year after year? Here's the devastating reality. Your vulnerabilities aren't innocent character traits. They're weapons being used against you every single moment. Most people believe vulnerability is just part of being human. Dead wrong. Vulnerability is a decision, and every moment you decide to remain vulnerable, you're choosing to remain powerless. Machiavelli grasped something that today's world desperately tries to conceal from you. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. The world doesn't compensate good hearts. It compensates power, cunning, and outcomes. Today I'm going to reveal exactly how to pinpoint the vulnerabilities that are sabotaging your destiny and eliminate them before they obliterate everything you're building. But first, let me challenge you with this. What if everything you've been conditioned to believe about being considerate and patient was engineered to keep you manageable? Let's begin. Most people think they're too smart to be manipulated. Those are exactly the people getting played every single day. Point 1. Vulnerability is installed, not inherited. Vulnerability isn't something embedded in your DNA. It's something that's systematically implanted in your psyche from birth. Consider this reality. From the very beginning, civilization conditions you to constantly apologize, even when you've done nothing wrong. Prioritize everyone else's comfort above your own success. Never defend yourself because it appears aggressive. Embrace mediocrity because we're all doing our best. Seek permission to chase your ambitions. Experience shame for desiring more than others possess. This isn't guidance, it's mind control. The objective? To manufacture obedient, manageable individuals who won't disrupt the established order. Observe how this conditioning manifests in your everyday existence. You grab your phone immediately upon waking, allowing external agendas to contaminate your mindset before you've even established your own daily intentions. You agree to obligations you despise because refusing feels awkward, even though every yes to what you hate is a no to what you love. You minimize your victories because you fear making others uncomfortable, essentially penalizing yourself for excellence. You sidestep challenging discussions, permitting issues to multiply instead of addressing them when they're minor and controllable. Machiavelli declared, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." You've been conditioned to be neither. You've been conditioned to be livestock. Every instance you dodge conflict, every moment you settle for less than you merit, every occasion you fabricate excuses for people who disrespect you, you're strengthening these mental chains. The most lethal aspect: This conditioning convinces you that prioritizing yourself is narcissistic, that maintaining standards is cruel, that wanting advancement is gluttonous. Here's reality. The individuals who programmed you with these beliefs don't practice them. The accomplished people surrounding you didn't reach their position through endless accommodation. The encouraging news: once you recognize the programming, you can erase it. Begin questioning everything you've been taught about being courteous. Challenge yourself. Is this belief advancing my objectives, or is it keeping me insignificant? When someone advises you to be practical, ask yourself, are they safeguarding me or safeguarding themselves from my potential triumph? When someone claims you're transforming as you develop strength, recognize that as praise, not condemnation. The most dangerous prison is the one you don't realize you're in. And right now, your weaknesses are the bars. Point 2. Vulnerability makes you prey. Let me share something that might disturb you. In reality, there exist only two categories of people: those who seize what they desire and those who receive the leftovers. Your vulnerabilities aren't merely personal shortcomings. They're massive billboards announcing to everyone around you, this individual can be controlled. Consider your professional environment. Who receives advancement? The individual who labors hardest, or the individual who understands strategic positioning? The individual who remains late every evening, hoping for recognition, or the individual who ensures their contributions are apparent and their worth is unquestionable? Consider your personal connections. Who possesses more influence? The individual who invests more emotionally, or the individual who's prepared to depart? The individual who tolerates any treatment from fear of solitude, or the individual who understands their value and demands its recognition? Before we continue, there's something you need to confront right now. The truth about yourself is the one thing you'll do anything to avoid. But until you face it, you'll remain a prisoner of your own limitations. Machiavelli believed in brutal honesty about human nature, especially when looking inward. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. But the most dangerous person to fool is yourself. Right now, you need to experience what you really are, not what you appear to be, not what you wish you were, but the raw, unfiltered truth. Here's what you need to do right now, and I mean literally right now while watching this video. Stand in front of that mirror, metaphorically and literally. Look at the person staring back at you. That person has patterns, habits, and behaviors that are either building the life you want or destroying it. There's no neutral ground. Every action is either construction or demolition. Your weakness has been running a sophisticated propaganda campaign in your mind. It's convinced you that you're the victim of circumstances, that success is for other people, that your dreams are too big, too unrealistic, too late. It's made you believe that settling is wisdom and that mediocrity is peace. Machiavelli would shatter these illusions without mercy. He understood that a prince who believed his own propaganda was a prince destined for overthrow. In your life, believing your weakness's narrative is accepting defeat before the battle has even begun. Let's get specific about this mirror exercise. Your weakness in relationships. How has it cost you? Not just romantic relationships, but friendships, family connections, professional partnerships. How many opportunities for deep connection have you sacrificed because you were too afraid to be vulnerable? How many potential allies have you lost because you couldn't risk being disliked? Your weakness in ambition. How has it limited you? What dreams have you abandoned not because they were impossible, but because your weakness convinced you they were impossible for you? What goals have you scaled down, not due to practical limitations, but because your comfort zone felt safer than your potential? Your weakness in discipline, how has it sabotaged you? What habits could have transformed your life if you'd maintained them? What skills could you have developed if you'd pushed through the discomfort of learning? What person could you have become if you'd chosen growth over comfort consistently? This isn't about self-flagellation. It's about strategic intelligence. Machiavelli gathered intelligence on his enemies before engaging them in battle. Your weakness is your enemy, and you need to understand its tactics, its patterns, and its ultimate objectives before you can defeat it. What occurs when you broadcast vulnerability? Individuals constantly probe your limits, advancing incrementally each time, discovering how much you'll endure. Your perspectives get dismissed in discussions because people know you won't retaliate. Your time gets valued less than everyone else's because you never defend it. Your aspirations get ridiculed or diminished because people know you won't champion them with determination. The brutal truth is that people don't respect what they can effortlessly dominate. They respect what they cannot. Machiavelli stated, "Upon this, a question arises, whether it be better to be loved than feared, or feared than loved." This doesn't mean cruelty. It means becoming someone whose boundaries cannot be violated without repercussions. Being feared doesn't mean people are terrified of you. It means they honor your standards and understand you'll maintain them. They reconsider before disrespecting your time. They weigh your reaction before crossing your boundaries. They value your perspective because they know you don't offer it carelessly. When you exhibit vulnerability, you're not merely harming yourself. You're conditioning others to mistreat you. Every instance you accept disrespect, you're instructing people that disrespecting you carries no penalty. Your vulnerability becomes their advantage. Your hesitation becomes their benefit. Your fear becomes their dominance over you. Here's the most devastating part. Once people discover they can manipulate you, they lose all respect for you. Even if they profit from your vulnerability, they secretly despise it. Share this declaration in the comments. I choose dignity over acceptance, power over ease. Your comfort zone isn't protecting you. It's preparing your funeral. Every day you stay comfortable, you die a little more inside. Point 3. The comfort prison maintains your weakness. Comfort is the assassin of excellence. Most individuals select the secure route, the predictable route, the route where they don't need to confront their terrors. That's precisely why they remain trapped in existences they detest. Comfort breeds vulnerability because it removes the necessity to evolve. When everything is effortless, you never build the strength you need for life's genuine trials. Survey your surroundings. How many individuals do you recognize who are experiencing the same existence they lived half a decade ago? Same position, same struggles, same justifications, same restrictions. That's not coincidence. That's comfort. Here's what comfort actually steals from you. Your potential perishes in comfort. Every moment you select the simple path, you're selecting to remain precisely where you are. Your aspirations don't die dramatically. They die silently, one comfortable decision at a time. Your abilities decay in comfort. Just like physical strength, mental strength requires resistance to remain powerful. When you avoid demanding situations, you become less equipped to manage them. Your self-assurance diminishes in comfort. Genuine confidence stems from accomplishing difficult tasks and prevailing. When you only attempt easy tasks, you begin questioning your capacity to handle anything demanding. Your possibilities vanish in comfort. The greatest opportunities always arrive with risk and uncertainty. Individuals who avoid discomfort miss the chances that could revolutionize their lives. Machiavelli stated, "The nature of man is such that people consider themselves put under an obligation as much by the benefits they confer as by those they receive." The pattern remains consistent. Individuals who avoid discomfort today manufacture massive suffering for themselves tomorrow. The individual who avoids difficult discussions ends up in a relationship that gradually destroys their self-worth. The individual who avoids professional risks ends up watching younger, more ambitious people advance beyond them. The individual who avoids physical discomfort ends up with a body that cannot support their goals. The individual who avoids emotional discomfort ends up living an existence that feels secure but hollow. Every successful individual you respect shares one trait. They mastered being comfortable with discomfort. They answered the call that terrified them. They initiated the difficult discussion. They made the decision that everyone claimed was dangerous. They invested in themselves when they couldn't afford to. They began before they felt prepared. While others selected comfort, they selected growth. The more you welcome discomfort in service of your goals, the more comfortable your existence actually becomes, because you develop the confidence and abilities to handle whatever existence presents to you. Share this declaration in the comments. I welcome discomfort as the cost of my transformation. Every lie you tell yourself about why you can't succeed is actually a confession of why you won't succeed. Point 4. The 4 deceptions that annihilate your authority. Let me reveal the 4 most destructive deceptions that are maintaining your powerlessness. Deception number 1. Patience brings rewards. Incorrect. Action brings rewards. While you're waiting for the perfect moment, someone else is claiming what could have been yours. Deception number 2. All people merit respect. Respect is achieved, not distributed. When you offer respect to individuals who haven't earned it, you diminish your own value. Deception number 3. Be authentic, and people will appreciate you. The incorrect version of yourself will attract incorrect people. The correct version of yourself might make some people uncomfortable, and that's precisely who you must become. Deception number 4. Everything occurs with purpose. This represents the ultimate victim mindset. Events occur because of the choices you make and the actions you execute. Machiavelli declared, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that a deceiver will never lack victims." Stop appearing vulnerable by accepting these deceptions. Each of these lies serves identical purposes: to maintain you, passive, waiting, and dependent on others for your achievement. Share this declaration in the comments. I dismiss comfortable deceptions and embrace uncomfortable realities. The moment you stop reacting emotionally is the moment you start winning strategically. Most people never figure this out. Point 5. Replace impulse with strategy. Here's where most individuals fail. They make emotional choices and then attempt to rationalize them logically. Successful individuals do the reverse. They make logical choices and then control their emotions around those choices. When someone disrespects you, your impulse says, become furious. Your strategy should say, what response will best serve my long-term interests? When someone presents you an opportunity, your impulse says, what if I fail? Your strategy should say, what's the actual risk versus benefit? When someone attempts to manipulate you, your impulse says, perhaps they're correct. Your strategy should say, what are they attempting to obtain from me? How emotional decision-making destroys your existence. You react rather than respond. Reactions are automatic and usually counterproductive. Responses are intentional and strategic. You make choices based on momentary feelings, not on what will serve you long-term. Feelings fluctuate hourly. Consequences endure years. You become predictable. When people know exactly how you'll react emotionally, they can manipulate those reactions to obtain what they want from you. You waste energy on incorrect battles. Emotions make everything feel urgent and important, even when it's neither. How strategy changes everything. Before you respond to any situation, ask, what outcome do I actually desire here? Before you take any action, consider, how will this affect my position 6 months from now? Before you engage with difficult people, decide, is this worth my time and energy, or am I just satisfying my ego? Machiavelli stated, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. The difference? The strategic person calculates first, then acts. The impulsive person reacts first, then suffers the consequences. This doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. It means using your emotions as data, not as your decision-making system. Your emotions inform you what matters to you. Your strategy informs you how to obtain it. For example, your emotion informs you someone's behavior is unacceptable. Your strategy informs you the most effective way to address it. Your emotion informs you an opportunity excites you. Your strategy informs you if it's actually worth pursuing. Your emotion informs you someone has injured you. Your strategy informs you whether confronting them will improve the situation or just make you feel temporarily better. Most people have this reversed. They allow their emotions to drive their decisions and wonder why they keep receiving the same results. They react with anger when someone disrespects them, escalating conflicts instead of resolving them. They make career decisions based on fear instead of opportunity analysis. They remain in harmful relationships because leaving feels frightening, even though staying guarantees continued misery. Share this declaration in the comments. I am the commander of my emotions, not their prisoner. The person who needs you the least has the most power over you. This is the law of human nature that nobody teaches you. Point 6. The authority of strategic indifference. Here's something that will transform everything for you. The instant you become overly attached to any outcome, you lose your power to influence that outcome. Why? Because attachment makes you predictable, and predictable individuals are simple to manipulate. When you desperately crave someone's approval, they control you. When you desperately need a specific position, the employer possesses all the leverage. When you desperately need a relationship to succeed, the other person knows they can mistreat you without consequences. Strategic indifference means you desire the optimal outcome, but you're prepared for any outcome. Machiavelli stated, he who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation. This means you must always maintain alternatives. Never position yourself where someone else's decision can demolish your plans. Always maintain Plan B, Plan C, and Plan D. When you're not desperate, you make superior decisions. When you're not needy, people respect you more. When you're not attached to outcomes, you're free to take the actions that actually create those outcomes. Share this declaration in the comments. My tranquility comes from within, not from external validation. Stop explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Your energy is currency. Spend it wisely. Point 7. Become the force. Here's the final lesson, and it's the most crucial one. Stop explaining yourself to individuals who are determined to misunderstand you. Stop justifying your decisions to individuals who don't have to live with the consequences. Stop apologizing for occupying space in a world that needs what you have to contribute. You are not here to make everyone comfortable with your success. You are not here to diminish so others feel larger. You are not here to apologize for wanting more from existence. Machiavelli stated, "Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than to be loved when one of the two must be lacking." Your value doesn't come from others' opinions of you. It comes from what you accomplish with the time you've been granted. Become the individual who doesn't need to announce their power. Everyone can sense it. Become the individual who doesn't need to prove their worth. Their results speak for themselves. Become the individual who doesn't need to defend their choices. Their success is their defense. When you truly embody strength, you don't have to perform strength. When you truly embody confidence, you don't have to prove you're confident. When you truly embody success, you don't have to convince anyone you're successful. You become the force that others must acknowledge, not through aggression, not through hostility, but through the undeniable reality of who you've chosen to become. But knowing strategy isn't enough. You need a system for daily implementation, the daily warfare. Every single day is a battle between who you were and who you're becoming. And the winner of today's battle determines tomorrow's possibilities. Machiavelli understood that grand strategies mean nothing without daily execution. Wars aren't won through single battles, but through consistent strategic engagement over time. Your transformation requires the same sustained commitment to daily warfare against your weaknesses. This warfare isn't dramatic or glamorous. It's fought in small moments throughout each day. It's the moment when your alarm goes off and you choose to get up instead of hitting snooze. It's the moment when someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, and you say no instead of automatically agreeing. It's the moment when you feel the urge to avoid a difficult task, and you engage with it anyway. These moments feel insignificant, but Machiavelli would recognize them as the true battlefields, where your future is determined. Each small victory strengthens your position. Each small compromise strengthens your weakness's position. There are no neutral actions. Everything is either building or demolishing. Your weakness will try to convince you that these small moments don't matter, that you can start being disciplined tomorrow, that one compromise won't hurt. This is strategic deception. Machiavelli understood that small territories, once surrendered, are rarely reclaimed without significant effort. Maintain your territory vigilantly. Create daily rituals that reinforce your new identity. Not because rituals are magical, but because they're strategic reminders of who you're choosing to become. When you consistently choose discipline over comfort, action over avoidance, authenticity over approval, you're literally rewiring your brain and rebuilding your character. The daily warfare also involves intelligence gathering. Pay attention to your patterns, your triggers, your moments of strength and weakness. Machiavelli was obsessed with understanding patterns because patterns reveal vulnerabilities and opportunities. Your weakness operates according to patterns. Identify them, understand them, and use them against themselves. The final takeaway. Today you discovered that vulnerability isn't just a personality weakness. It's a strategic disadvantage that impacts every aspect of your existence. You learned how society installs vulnerability into you from childhood, keeping you controllable and predictable. You understood why comfort is the best enemy of progress and why you must embrace discomfort to evolve. You exposed the 4 deceptions that keep most people powerless their entire lives. You learned to replace emotional reactions with strategic calculation. You discovered the authority of indifference and why desperation destroys your leverage. Finally, you learned to become the force, the individual whose presence transforms the energy of every room they enter. This isn't about becoming cold or cruel. This is about becoming strong, strategic, and unshakable in your pursuit of the existence you deserve. If this content helped you see your vulnerabilities differently, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that actually transforms lives, instead of just making you feel good temporarily. Share one insight from today's video in the comments. I read every single one. Remember, your weakness is not your identity. It's just a pattern you can change. The question is, will you? Most people won't. Prove you're different. Start today. And if you're serious about completely transforming your mindset and eliminating every weakness that's holding you back, check out the link in the description. This is where the real work begins.